Hello guys, and welcome back to a new video. These are saddlebags. Last summer, which in this hemisphere is gone, it felt kind of not safe to travel by plane or by train, so we decided to pack our scooter and go to the lake for a couple of weeks. And although I already had this one, my Givi tunnel bag, which I reviewed in an old video, and go watch it if you haven't watched it, which was a great improvement, I needed a little bit more room, a little bit more space, because we were staying 2 weeks. And I went to the Givi website and I realized that these soft bags were enough for the things that I wanted to carry: my clothing, my groceries, flamethrowers, grenades, you know, the toys that I bring with me when I go to the lake. And I'm your uncle. It is essentially a pair of soft bags, although the outside is kind of hard, but they're soft bags. They come compressed when you buy them. 30 liters, which is quite enough. And they're saddlebags, so they go over or under the saddle of your bike or scooter, although it's not always the best option. That depends on the model of bike you have, but we will talk about that later. They come in a pair, and I will just separate them now because they're, you see, attached by these straps, so it'll be a little easier for me to talk about it. Now, why soft bags? Because, well, hard cases, they offer a better protection, but they're very heavy, and it's kind of a problem to me when I go camping, especially carry those heavy bags. Soft bags seemed a good idea. Actually, I thought they were softer. This side is pretty rigid, it's very strong, and the inside is as well. Right in the middle you have one large pocket, and that's all you get. Well, not exactly. There's another thing, but that's for comedy time. We will talk about it in a few minutes because that deserves a moment. Each bag is 47 centimeters long, 29 centimeters in height, and since they're expandable, when they're fully expanded, it's, I guess, 28 centimeters or something like that. And the inside here, there's a little sort of padding to avoid scratches to your bike. It didn't happen to my bike, to my scooter, so they work, yes. There's one handle on each bag because you're supposed to carry them both when they're together, but I also come with a shoulder strap and a rain cover for each bag. Here they are. These are the shoulder strap, which you can tell I've never used, and the rain cover. Again, I never used it, but I'm sure it works because I've used the one on the tunnel bag, and it's a great rain cover, not a problem with it. Now, they also come with these bungee cords, which have a hook here at the end. They're supposed to hold the bags together closer to the bike because they go underneath the frame of your bike. And speaking of frames, these bags do not necessarily need a frame to be installed on a bike. That depends on how wide the seat, how wide the bike is. On larger bikes, on larger scooters, you won't have to install a frame, an aluminum, I guess it's aluminum frame, to hold them up, to avoid the bags touching the exhaust, which is of course very hot when you're riding, or interfere with the rear wheel. In my case, my scooter is a 3-wheeler, an MP3. It's super large, it's gigantic, so I had no problem. The way to install them is super easy. You have these 2 Velcro straps and one so-called safety belt, and they go underneath the saddle, between the bike and the saddle, or across the seat, the passenger seat on a regular bike. So 3 points of attachment. They're very secured. When the saddle goes down, it's impossible for them to fly off, but at highway speeds they might move around, so you have to test that. In my case, it didn't happen. They stayed very close to the body of my scooter, so I was very happy with the fact that I could simply put them on and take them off without having to install the aluminum frame. I've heard people say that although they don't use the frame, they use the bungee cord to secure the 2 bags together. Some don't use the frame and still use these cords. I don't know. It doesn't sound very safe because, of course, when you're driving, you don't want something to interfere with the wheel at high speeds, especially. So I don't recommend this solution. Just check if you need the frame or not. These two compression straps here, they help to keep the bag all close to the scooter. So they're on both sides, here and there. Don't look at this. Don't look at this. I'm not going to talk about it now. I'll do it later because this is funny. Now, 30 liters might seem not enough if you're planning a long trip, but if you pack them wisely, they'll probably suffice. Although, keep in mind that I have a hard top case, which is very large. I guess it's 50 liters, plus the tunnel bag, and of course the space in the trunk, whatever you want to call it, under the seat. So with all this space available, I was able to bring my photo equipment, all the accessories, actually knives and hatches, no flamethrowers, that was a joke, and clothing and groceries for a few days. I had to be wise. I had to be very, very focused when packing these bags because you might end up making them way too heavy. I guess the maximum weight is 5 kilos. Now, riding changes a bit. The style you ride your bike or scooter when these are installed. I never had any experience with saddlebags, so I had to tell the passenger to remind me all the time that I had these two large things attached to the bike. Probably at highway speeds, the aerodynamic of the bike changes a bit. But since they're not too large and not too heavy because you've been packing them wisely, haven't you? It doesn't make a huge difference. And now it's time for some comedy. There's another pocket here I haven't talked about yet. Let me show you. It's a microscopic pocket right here that you can unzip to reveal enough room for a beer can or a soda can if you don't like beer or if you're too young. But yes, it has a beer holder. Both have. You have one beer per bag. But why did they put it here? I don't know. Who needs a beer? When you're on the highway 90 miles per hour, you're riding a bike, and oh yes, I want to have a cold beer. Not even cold, because you're on the highway. It's room temperature. It's highway temperature. It's useless. It's fantastic. It's a pocket for a water bottle, or if you want to have quick access to soda. If you have a soda emergency when riding, and let's face it, it happens all the time. Soda emergencies are a thing nowadays. They are. Well, comedy time is over. And now, as usual, let's talk about price. I paid 100 euros for them. Even if it sounds a lot, the way they're built, so tough, and they work great on the bike. My biggest fear was seeing them fly away when I'm on the highway, when I'm riding. None of that happened. So 100 euros is a correct price. And they also double as shoulder bags, because you can attach the shoulder straps to each bag and each one of you guys can carry one. So it's a good deal. I can't say that I am disappointed. So Givi EA101B, they are the only saddlebags they make, so you will find them very easily on their website. I'll leave you a link in the description, of course. Givi EA101B saddlebags, 30 liters with a beer holder. Come on. No, but seriously, they're very good bags. We had so much fun this summer, which is gone, as Jim Morrison used to sing. It's very quick to install them, but remember, I use them without a frame. If I had to use them with a frame, so installing and uninstalling the aluminum frames, that would take longer and it'll be less practical. But yes, these are good bags. If you have them, let me know what you think of them. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer. And comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm your uncle.